for this Board of Education regular meeting Tuesday, February 17, 2026 at 7:01 p.m. Can I get a roll call?
Mrs. Lala? Here. Mr. Colbert?
Here.
Mrs. McDowell? Here. Mrs. Irva Barnfield? Here. Mrs. Theodore? Here. Mr. Berardi?
Here.
Mr. Trabuzio?
Here. We have a quorum. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mission statement. The mission of North School District 80 is inspiring educational excellence in a nurturing environment. Celebrate the success.
So at Giles School, we have two celebrations. We have first our spelling bee winners, and then the second that I'm going to talk about are students that were entered through our art education program at Giles School were winners in the state of Illinois. So we're excited to share that out to you. So first for our spelling bee, we had a spelling bee that took place on February 3rd, and it was streamed, so parents that are at home can watch and view our students compete. And we were able to determine our first place, our second place, and our third place winners. So our third place winners, what I'd like you to do, if you can just come up here, Joanna and Jaden. Congratulations. And we in second place, Matilda. And who is that? Here, which is okay. And our first place winner for, I think, third year in a row, Ella and Michelle. So if I can get the three of you, and I'll start with Ella, and you can just share your experience of the whole process. And you're going to compete for the West Florida Regional, what day?
March 12th.
March 12th. Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, let's share what you thought of the whole process.
It was really fun. I was studying for the packet hard words first and then on my way down. But overall, when I was up with library thing, it was really fun. And I like spelling the words one at a time.
Nice.
Grab the prize up and up.
Very good. And how about you?
I feel like I believe that it's like always fun. You shouldn't be stressed. I think that's spelling for like what people should always do good at. It's like a skill you should have in life. I think spelling is pretty fun.
There you go. So let's see our next slide. We have our spelling bee winner, and then we have our second and third place winners. So congratulations to them. And next is going to be our State of Illinois art competition. So Illinois is celebrating America's 250th birthday this year. And so there was a competition amongst the different grade levels. And so we had a 3rd through 5th grade competition, and our winner was Maya G. But Maya is not here. She was unable to make it today, but she was the winner of the State of Illinois 3rd through 5th grade division. So that's very exciting for her. Out of all the students that participated in the State of Illinois, she was first place. Her artwork will be displayed at the Abraham Lincoln Library. And the exciting thing is, with our 7th graders have the opportunity to go there this spring, they're going to have the opportunity to see this drawing at the library. So we're really excited about that. And then for our 6th through 8th grade division, we had Kylie B. Come on up, Kylie. So Kylie was our runner-up for the state. Talk to us about your drawing. And how did you learn that you were one of the winners?
By my art teacher.
Let's bring up Miss Henderson. Come on up, Miss Henderson. Miss Henderson is the second year here at Giles School and is doing amazing work with our students in art. Can you share with us a little about the program and all the experience?
Yeah, so the Illinois State Board of Education sponsors the contest, and I saw it through their Facebook page. Total, there were 12 winners to the state. I have submitted over 40 artworks for the competition, and so 2 out of the 12 winners to the state of Illinois were Giles students. We had a lot of fun creating the artworks. Each of them got to choose different things that represented America and celebrating 250 years. So it was fun seeing all the different turnouts.
Thank you for doing this, and I'm excited when I go down to Springfield. I know Mrs. Gula will be joining me, and we're excited that we're going to be able to see your artwork. So we're going to take a picture and bring it back for you. Okay? So congratulations. If I can get a picture with the Board of Education.
Mr. Bailey, can you speak about when they're invited down there as well?
Oh, absolutely, yes. So in March, and
It's March 9th, it's March's Youth Art Month, and so to kick off Youth Art Month, they'll be invited to Springfield March 9th, so my colleague as well as I will be heading down to Springfield.
so we're really excited for them for that opportunity, and we're grateful that you have that are able. You'll be joining them down there as well. So thank you. If we could get a picture at this time with the Board of Ed, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Go Springfield.
Thank you very much. Great job.
Go on the website. Thank you all very much. Parents and guardians. We couldn't have this without all of you, so thank you for your support, thank you for working with your child, and gosh, the creativity, and picture, that's very amazing, very picture. And of course, we will miss you as we go out with wish you well. And we still have
Wait till she gets here.
and of course, you're welcome to stay, but we understand if you need to leave. Thank you.
Okay, on to
Always nice to have different presentations and different celebrations. That would be nice.
On to action item, consider motion to approve the agenda as modified, and that being the removal of the date 9/16/24 and consent agenda is 15P. For vacant, just striking the date 9/16/24. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion passes. Recognition of visit. Can't leave our own visit. Correspondence, FOIA requests can be found on the district website that's published every month.
Just a quick question, this month, how long did it take the staff to gather all this information?
FOIA takes time. I feel like we've had multiple FOIAs that we've had to ask for an extension. So, in all honesty, it's been back-to-back FOIAs. So most of them take up to 10 days.
Yeah, we have 5 days and we can ask for an extension. So, in some cases, when you're going back, like 5 years, we were not an electronic purchase order system at that point. So that is like going down into the old records and looking through paper copies and things. There's also a bit of cost on any time we have to consult an attorney about something. Happens as well.
This year it shows 6 pages, 7 pages, front and back.
Correct. I do have in my discussion items a discussion about the FOIAs tonight, or the FOIAs in general.
To presentation, high revenue of the year math and reading data for all schools.
Do you want to look at it?
Well, I'm excited to present to you tonight our Giles School data. So I know last month, Dr. Ramiola shared the lead presentation, so some of the graphs you see, obviously the data in them will be different, but some of the graphs you'll see will be very familiar. So I'm going to start out with our reading growth. And you'll see here, this slide right here is where our students met at the halfway point of their typical growth. That's the top light blue right there for the area of reading. So we take 3 diagnostic tests a year. So this data is off of our winter diagnostic data. And then below, the darker blue, is the percent of students who met half of their stretch goal midway through the year. The next slide is the students that show, if students show no additional growth in ELA, their proficiency on the corner you'll see would be 54%. And then if students achieve their typical growth, then that increases to 59% for ELA. Next slide we're going to talk about is our math growth. Same concept here, so this is the percentage of students who met half of their typical growth midway through the year. And then the bottom part is the percentage of students who met half of their stretch goal midway through the year. Now, the next slide that I would like to talk will show a correlation to the IAR assessment. So we are all aware that we need to do a little more work in the area of math. So this data, as you will see, we have a lot of growth that we need to make. So I'm going to go over this slide, and then I'm going to go into what we are doing so that we can make that growth. So this top part is the proficiency of students that show no additional growth, which the proficiency is 27%. So that is disappointing, which we have a lot of growth that needs to take place. And then if students achieve their typical growth, then we bump up to that 39% for proficiency. So the next slide is, what are we doing? So what we have begun to do is review math and ELA data checks. So what that means is the ELA and math teachers schedule time with Mrs. Gulo and myself, and we work with them to discuss their data, break down how they're teaching, we look at common formative assessments, and we kind of go through that whole thing, and those are called data checks. I'll talk a little bit more about that. We're also going to be doing a math curriculum review, which I'm working with our suppliers and have received a curriculum. So we're going to be meeting with our math teachers and begin that review process of changing the math curriculum for next school year is a possibility, based on everything. And then exploring the instructional framework in both the areas of math and ELA for instruction and differentiation in the classroom. So what that framework does is basically is a guide for the teachers for whole class instruction for part of the class period, and then the other part of that class period is using your data, breaking it up by students that are at grade level, students that are below grade level, or students that are significantly below grade level, by meeting them where they're at and working in small groups, differentiating the lesson with those students. So small group time with the teacher. For our data chat preparation, what the teacher is doing before they even come to us to meet with Dr. I promoted with Mrs. Gulo and myself, is the teacher identifies a priority standard. The teacher reviews the class data for the standard. The teacher organizes individual students into instructional groupings. And then the teacher identifies strengths and gaps of each instructional grouping. What it looks like, so this is the form that the teachers have. This first column right here, this first area is the diagnostic. As I said, they take diagnostic 3 times a year. So what the teacher, this is the math column, this is the reading column. So they're looking at that data from the student's pathway and figuring out, asking questions, are they meeting goals? Are they below grade level? And they're also pinpointing specific priority standards that they're focusing on. So, for example, if they're working on a certain priority standard, math may be fractions, maybe theme for reading, but they'll focus on that. The second part over here is the grade level planning. So what they'll be doing is they'll be taking the current priority standard that they're working on. They will take that and then break down, look at common formative assessments, look at the data, break it down, see what they're saying. From there, the next slide, the reading teacher will then break it up and have where the students are ready to go, what they've met, or what additional support. So if they're 1 grade level below, groupings, where can they be? Identify who those students are and provide support at that grade level to get them to that next grade level and that specific priority standard. The second over here is the in-depth support. So those are 2 or more grade levels below. That's where the teacher is really focusing, breaking things down at their level and getting them that boost that they need to get up and grow and make that growth. And then these are needs for supporting decoding. So working with students with basic areas, these are students that are significantly below grade level where they need to work on and get them to that level. So this is for reading. The next one is for math. And this is breaking it up by 4, 3, 2, 1. 4 is that student that's working above grade level. So challenging them, getting them to think a little bit more outside their box to provide more detail in their work. And then the students that are at 3 are at grade level. Continue to work with them on that priority standard or give them extra support in a future priority standard that they're going to be working on. And then the 2 and the 1 are students that are 1 grade level below or multiple grade levels below, differentiating the lesson, working with them specifically. So what the teacher has done is has identified all of these students. So that teacher knows in this class or in that class, what student is a 4, what student is at a 3. There could be stations, there could be rotations where they're working on multiple concepts. But that instructional framework that I talked about plays a key role in this because what that does is it allows for that whole class instruction, but then that second part of class is that differentiation part. So you may have certain groups working with the classroom teacher and then other students working on independent work more small group collaboration based on where they're at. So that teacher meeting them where they're at. Next slide. So during the data chat, the teacher leads the data chat by explaining the focus, the standard, identifying class trends, what they're seeing from the data, and then walking through how student groups are created based on that performance. Again, data drives instruction. Knowing the data is key so that you can build that instruction and help support them for the next steps. The second bullet point is review and confirm groupings aligned to the instructional pathways. And then the teacher outlines how their data is used for targeted small groups. So they reteach and they help enrich those students that are above at that grade level. So the teacher comes prepared, they lead the discussion, we have a copy, we are asking specific questions, how we can support them, or kind of challenge the teacher, what are they thinking their next steps that they need to do, how are they supporting those students that are significantly below grade level so that we can get them up, hopefully get them to meet their stretch goal. So then during the math curriculum review, during the chat, math curriculum review, the teachers are reviewing two curriculums that we are looking at is SAVIS, which is Envisions, and the second is iReady Classroom Math to adopt for the 26-27 school year for grades 5 through 8. Currently we use the program Digits, but we're looking to move away from Digits. And so that's why we've chosen these two programs. My office is filled with curriculum, and we're now beginning that process of reviewing it and going to selecting what we feel will be the best curriculum for our students and for the district. Our future is to explore opportunities to increase instructional minutes in math without a significant impact on ELA. As you're aware, our students in ELA have a full period, plus there's a writing period. So we're looking at how we can increase that while also increasing our math. So that is something that we're exploring. And hopefully I will be able to present to you next month a schedule for Giles. We'd like to create and expanded learning opportunities for our students while utilizing our existing staffing structure. So that means not hiring any more staff. And then the third is providing professional development and implementing our new math curriculum based on decisions made through our curriculum review. We've already scheduled, iReady is coming out, and they're going to meet with our math team next week and to get that ball rolling on the review. And that concludes our reports.
Question, do we have any references or endorsements from any surrounding districts on the curriculum that they use?
Yeah, so what we've done is we're going out to the other schools. So we've been out to Westmont School, and we have next week we're going out to Emerson School in Park Ridge. So we're looking at those schools. Right now they are identified according to the Illinois School Report as the best schools of the top 10% schools in the state. So we want to look closely at what they're doing at their curriculum and then be able to bring those ideas back. The instructional framework is really what we got from when we went to Westmont Middle School. Their superintendent has been working with our building leadership teams this year and last year as well. And so we had an opportunity, I know Dr. Raviola had a team go out with him, and I had a team go out with me to Westmont. And so, we're looking at exploring those different opportunities. We also had an opportunity to sit with their entire administrative team and kind of get an idea of their daily happenings, and which was very insightful for us.
Most of them are using Envisions or iReady, which are the two that we're most of the districts are.
So
That's what he has found in most of his visits about Envisions, for sure. Lee is mostly using iReady, and iReady is really the big rising curriculum in the state right now. So that's why we're looking at those two, although we're not stuck on
We're not stuck on any of them, but we do have, so Envisions is very similar to Digits. It's through Cybus. Our teachers are familiar with that program. But we have the iReady coming out next week, and they're going to be working with our math team so that they can see all the ins and outs of the curriculum. Because iReady actually has 4 different components to that program. Besides the curriculum, they have the pathway, and then the teacher's toolbox, and then scaffolding. Next thing is they can go look, and they look at the data, they can see students that are very similar. They can pair those students up so that collaboration is more effective, and they can have greater discussion, especially in the area of reading. Any other questions? Thank you.
I realize I accidentally skipped over public participation. I think we have any, unless you.
Nothing.
On to administrative reports. Superintendent.
My report is in discussion.
Special education.
Yeah, I just wanted to take the time to extend my sincere appreciation for the entire administrative staff while I was away on leave. They've really stepped up and helped with a number of different aspects, whether it's submitting some financial reports or doing the teacher evaluations. I'm very grateful to every member of this team and some who are not present as well. Sincerely, thank you for all that you guys have done for me and helping to keep this department going. A couple of quick notes is actually a celebration for preschool. We recently had the Dynamic Links Music Therapy that visited the program on February the 4th. It was a really well-received opportunity, so very exciting, lots of positive feedback. We're very excited about the experience, and we are looking towards our next event, which will happen on March 19th, and it will be Olympic themed, so a little past that, but not a bad thing to kind of get some school connectedness going. And I also wanted to take some time to celebrate our access testing has been completed ahead of schedule. We're really just starting to work on some alternative access testing, which is more for students who have the most significant cognitive disabilities and need that alternative measure for the states. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Building reports, Giles School, Mr. Getty.
Giles has 2 dances sponsored by PTA coming up. The 7th and 8th grade is this Friday, the 20th. And the 5th and 6th grade dance is Friday the 27th. And then the progress reports will be released to families on Friday, March 6th, as the trimester ends on Friday the 27th.
Thank you. Preschool, Dr. Remiola.
Thank you. I just want to share that since winter break, our 3rd grade team has been piloting the updated magnetic literacy curriculum. And that is a newer version of what we've been using the past couple of years called magnetic reading. So the main difference with this curriculum is that it's integrating reading and writing. So previously, reading was out of one book and the writing was out of another book. So there was a little bit disjointed. But now there is a integrated magnetic literacy program which kind of ties those 2 content areas together, which is great because that's really the way that ELA is designed to be taught, with reading and writing connected. So that's a pilot right now, but we are exploring if that's something that we want to bring to kindergarten through 4th grade. And so far it is looking like it's a pretty strong program, and it would give us some vertical alignment and consistency from kindergarten through 4th grade. So we're really excited about how that's looking right now.
Thank you.
And we'll just leave it with that one long-winded piece.
Discipline reports, Giles, Mrs. Gulo.
We have no report this month.
Here. Preschool, Mr. Preble.
We have no reports.
Good. Board committees. Education, nothing to report. Board policy development, are you in your discussion here, something?
Correct.
Building and grounds, anything in your discussion?
Correct, yes.
Behavioral intervention, nothing to report. Negotiations with human resources, nothing to report. report. Finance report, since last month we had final part of the public hearing.
No,
No,
that's just,
It was just an update on.
Just update.
budget, yeah. Communications, I know the committee is working on an upcoming edition of the newsletter. Norwich Park District, there is a meeting requested at the end of this month, towards the end of this month, set. And that concludes board committees. Two discussion items.
Okay, great, thank you very much. So first of all, I want to just give you the update of my monthly superintendent advisory meeting. In January, we looked at the parent and student handbook. That was very helpful. And then we had some suggestions. We're going to circle back around in February to finalize some of that. And then also, I plan on bringing that to the board for approval in March, right before we start registration for the year. We have a couple legal updates to update to it as well. February, we're going to be looking at discipline systems, discipline data, and then the MTSS system. So a little update on where we are. Our meeting is next Monday, which I think is the 23rd at 6:30. So in our consent agenda tonight, I am suggesting that we move the March 17th board meeting to Wednesday, March 18th, because we can't have a board meeting any longer on an election day. And then in June, that we move the board meeting from June 23rd to June 16th. June 16th is the third Tuesday, I think it was just an error when we created this. So I am asking the board tonight to approve the registration plan of opening returning student registration on Friday, April 17th. It's going to look very similar to what it did last year. So parents will sign on to PowerSchool. In their PowerSchool portal, it is now just one form that will pre-populate information if there's anything that needs to be changed. We highly encourage parents to look at that at that time, especially sometimes phone numbers change, emergency contact people change, to verify that information. That is also the place where parents can upload their residency proofs. So they will need their ID, they will need their mortgage statement or a lease statement, and then a bill. And all three of those items must be in the same name of the person. So if the mom is uploading that, then all three items must have mom's name on them. You cannot complete registration to upload those items. We're really happy with that new system we started last year, and it's been pretty popular. We are also asking the board tonight to approve the summer school ESY plan. We would start registration for this on March 1st and conclude right before we start registration for the 26-27 school year, so it'd be April 10th. This will allow us then to make sure we get staff worked out for it. I am proposing a summer school tuition of $175 for ESY. The students that qualify for extended school year, they attend for free. And then we will be offering a small number of students will be invited to attend tuition free through the title grant. Fees and tuition for the 26-27 school year, I'm asking the board to approve the curriculum fee of $325 with a $50 early bird discount. So families can enjoy paying $275 if that payment is made by May 31st. It's the same plan we did last year. I think it was pretty good. We ended up getting a lot of people that took care of their fees promptly, and they enjoyed the extra discount. Tuition, this will be 26-27 will be our last year of having full day kindergarten tuition. So I am asking the board to approve the tuition at $3,000. This is mostly for full day kindergarten, but we do sometimes have parents that want to have a student attend preschool that does not qualify for the PFA grant. For example, PFA grant, you cannot be 5 already. And we do sometimes have parents that would like to kind of hold their child off from going to kindergarten already and do another year of preschool. So we do have to have a tuition amount. For PFA, once you are kindergarten age, you can't stay underneath the grant. You must move on to kindergarten. So that would be the same 3,000, and then I am asking for a change in the date. So I am asking that it must be paid in full by December 18th instead of December 31st. What we have found is it makes it very difficult once the kids are not here anymore, the many phone calls and bothering people on New Year's Eve. Not just for our staff who typically would like that day off, but also for families. So I am proposing on our information moving forward that we have that paid by December 18th instead of December 31st. And then extracurricular activities, I am asking the board to approve a $260 fee. That's up $15 for band, but we are going to build the t-shirt for band or the collared shirt into that fee from now on. We think that it's right to have the parents pay one fee that includes everything. So instead of having a fee and then coming back to them saying, okay, now pay for the shirt. Some people don't need the shirt. So we're going to propose that all together, and the shirt will be on the sign up for band, which we will start with registration. And then the activities to go up $15 as well to $160. So these activities could be Battle of the Books, could be basketball, all the different extracurricular activities. So I'm asking the board to approve that tonight in consent. Preschool calendar is also in consent tonight. Just to remind you, the preschool calendar must be 165 days, which is different than a regular school calendar, which is 176 days of school attendance. That is because we must build in days for screenings and home visits into the PFA calendar. So it's a little bit different than the regular school calendar. The teachers must have built in days for the teachers and paraprofessionals for professional development. They also have outside field trips and inside field trips. Mr. Masters mentioned earlier with the music trip they had earlier. The length of the day must be 2.5 hours. So that calendar is in the agenda tonight. And as I mentioned last month, I am asking the board tonight to approve a change in our school fees system. So we have been using Pushcoin. So as I've shared with you many times, I really want to streamline systems for parents so that they don't have to go into so many different systems. So right now they would have to go into PowerSchool and register and then go into Pushcoin and pay the fees. We moved to this new My School Buck system, which is used by many districts around us. Parents will access this through PowerSchool. So you go into your PowerSchool account. On the left side, you can see forms for registration. Then you will also see a button for My School Bucks. You click on that. It's a very user-friendly screen. You click on, like for example, let's say your child has a band and you want to make the band payment. You click on band, and the money that you pay goes directly to the band payment. You can also make a partial payment if you said, well, I'm going to pay $100 a band fee today, and next Friday I'm going to pay another $100. You can do that as well. Very user-friendly. So I would like to start that with the 26-27 tuition and fees. However, I don't want to move the lunch system yet, so we're kind of going to run two systems for now. We'll keep Pushcoin for the lunch system. So when families go down to the lunchroom, they'll still put their ID and then go into Pushcoin. And then in August of 26, we'll move everything over to My School Bucks. I think it'll just be cleaner than trying to move the lunch system in here. The lunch system has a lot of reporting for the National School Lunch Program that we report to the state of Illinois. So I'd like to just leave all of that for now and then start that in August. So technically we're starting it with the 27 school year, but since we're starting registration so early, we'll be up and running for this system. So of course, get out information to the parents on how to access it, but then still be able to use the wallet and Pushcoin. And if someone does put money in the wrong place, we certainly work on it. Not a problem. And then we'll officially end Pushcoin probably July 1st. So we'll have to carry money over. I think you'll be very happy with the My School Bucks system. Press update tonight, just the changes, the two major ones that we talked about. There were a lot of little footnotes and legal references that were changed, but this is adding PA 104-32, which is requiring districts to offer age-appropriate mental health screenings to students in 3rd through 8th grade. As I think I've shared with you before, we've been doing mental health screenings in the district 3 times a year for many years. This is a little bit different because this would then require 3rd and 4th graders to do their own, where in the past, the teachers have been the ones that have done 3rd and 4th grade. Giles, the teachers do it and the students do it. So I have a lot of information on this, but by the time we get there, I'll share with you what that'll look like so that we can educate everyone on it. And families do have an opt-out availability if they would like. And it is age appropriate, so it is. I know you probably heard things out there in media, and I don't think they're portraying this very well. So I think it's a good system, and I think it will be good. PA 104-20 eliminates requirements for evaluations to be considered. These are teacher evaluations to be considered growth as a significant factor. So right now, in the teacher evaluation, there's a growth piece, that's an all-in growth piece that we look at our iWriting data on. And then there's also professional practice. So this would eliminate the saying that you have to have growth as a significant factor. If we did decide to go down this road, I believe this would need to be negotiated with NEET to make any changes. So probably an MOA or some type of, we may wait till the next time we negotiate contracts, since we did just finish a contract with NEET. I don't think anyone is running to change this one right now. So a couple of things in the agenda, the consent agenda tonight on the business office side. These are typical things we do every February. We ask for approval for the CSBO to begin working on the FY27 budget. So what's involved in that are department meetings with all the different department heads to look at their budgets. For example, as you heard tonight, Dr. Raviola and Mr. Biecki talked about bringing on new curriculum in different areas. Bringing on new curriculum costs some money. So we would have to make sure that we have money in the budget for bringing on something new. Because typically when you bring on a new curriculum, there's a lot of professional development that's involved in that. There's also a lot of material, especially when you're talking about material at younger grades. So meetings on that, meetings at looking at where we see our students and making sure that we can make informed projections on the expenses and on the revenues. And then we'll be looking at a final, a tentative budget in August, and then the final budget in September. That'll take account into everything. We'll be moving into year 2 of our collective bargaining agreement. So I think on that side, aren't any surprises. We already know what the insurance will be for the district, not on the side of the teachers yet, but that'll come to us pretty soon. And then the second thing I'm asking the board to approve is the ability to pay any bills and payroll expenses in June, July, and August. So typically, we cannot pay any bills until the board approves them, as you see on the agenda every month. Ms. Garcia has all the bills ready to go. Once you approve them tonight, she'll send them all out that you see listed there. So what we ask you is if we can pay the bills in June, July, and August before a board meeting. A couple of reasons. In June, if we can get some items on that June budget after the June board meeting before the year closes, that's best for us to try to get some things paid, and especially if there are any grants that run until the end of June. July last year we didn't have a board meeting, so if we decide to do that again, we'll still need to pay all the regular July bills. We'll take those July bills then and we'll show them to you on the August agenda, as we've always done, so that you can see what has been paid. And then in August, we also have some bills that are coming to an end, or some grants that are coming to an end that will need to get paid out at the end of August. Again, these are 2 typical things that we ask the board every February that we can get in place. Any questions about that? I know we only see this once a year, so. Okay. Moving forward, we do have one change to the closed recordings agenda tonight, as Mr. Trevizio mentioned, which was pulling September 16th. We only had a September 19th meeting in 2024. So I am looking for approval to destroy the closed minute recordings, which should be reviewed every 6 months. This is a year. And then do know we do have to keep the board packet in all the minutes that we have. So there is representation of that. It's just that Illinois School Code asks you to review every 6 months the closed recordings. Okay, so yesterday we had the walkthrough on the masonry work at Giles. We released the bid packet on February 11th. We did the building walkthrough yesterday. We had 5 different companies come to walk through with us. Derek and I and Mike and Alyssa from Wold were in attendance. It was nice to walk yesterday on the roof because there was no snow. When the last time we did, it was full of snow. So it felt much safer up there. And we are, we'll see on March 4th is when the bids are due. We'll open the bids, and then of course there is a vetting process after that. We are expecting Wold to give us recommendations around March 4th, which then we'll bring to the March 18th if we move forward for the Mason rework. I can go into a little more detail with that next month, although you've heard it already from me. Our biggest issue that we're going through right now is the brickwork has quite a bit of yellow brick in it that isn't something is used and made anymore. So we're looking at how to blend in, because we're shutting mid wall, and the bricks aren't quite exactly the same size anymore as well. They're a little bit smaller than 12 inches. So how to blend that in so it doesn't look like a patch job. Also, it looks like it's obviously it's not going to look exactly original, but at least we'll be able to blend that in. Definitely. So we may be looking at staining some brick or trying to find where the yellow, there's some yellows and greens when they're out there. It's kind of interesting. So we're having a company come up with they do like a board basically that would show us 25% are going to be green while 35% are going to be red and 10% might be darker red. Just trying to work on the blend of that work. They are, just to remind the board, they are working on the 1949 section of Giles, which are on the back. That's that area above where the link area is, that links between the gym and the 5th, 6th grade hallway, that area. Then also the lintel that is coming up on the east side of the building. Several sections of that stone lintel that is falling down. They're going to be taking that all apart, rebuilding that whole wall. We're not expecting to find anything in there, although we do have some money set aside for contingencies occasionally. They also should have some information in March on our next steps with the wood ceiling. That's something that's going to happen this summer as well. Okay, in March, please be on the lookout in your email for the annual ethics statement. If you have been on the board for multiple years, you're used to this coming in your email. If this is your first kind of full year on the board, you completed this when you ran as a board member. This needs to be completed by every board member and every administrator. Basically, it asks you statements about, do you have a financial gain in something with the district? We do get a penalty if people don't answer this. So please make sure as soon as you get it that you complete it. And then schedules, as Mr. Bianchi mentioned earlier, we'll bring you the Giles and Lee schedules in March. I think we've done a lot of, Mr. Bianchi and Mrs. Hulo have done a lot of work along with Dr. Rabiola and Mr. Masters on the Giles schedule. So I think we're going to see a little different look at Giles next year, which I think will be great. And I think it'll offer us some new opportunities while sustaining our fiscal level that we're at right now. So they've done a really great job. So, of course, as you noticed on the board agenda, we started about page 1 and continued at about page 18 today. We have a lot of photos. So we have taken a look at other districts. So the FOIAs that are listed on the board agenda is not very important. You don't have to list them, you don't have to list them at all. Our history with that was started during Dr. O'Malley's time when Mr. Radosavich was the board president, and a lot of FOIAs were coming through, and they wanted to do just what you had mentioned, want to kind of show the time that was involved in FOIAs. And there is time involved. I mean, you have been digging through boxes. However, what I am asking the board's opinion on tonight is, for example, Union Ridge does still post them on their agenda, but they just post the date received and the name, and then you can click on it or go on the FOIA page and see the FOIA. So I am proposing that we do that moving forward with all of our FOIAs. It's still the other FOIA page, which is, is the requirement that it has to be on our website, but it doesn't have to be on our agenda. If you want us to keep 18 pages, 17 pages of FOIAs, I certainly do that, but I am proposing we give that a try. We try to put a chart instead, name, date. And then
Does anyone have an issue changing to a chart? Let's do it.
Excuse me? It isn't. It's overwhelming. And that's my report.
Thank you. Consent agenda. Need a motion to approve 15A through 15Q. And once again, noting that 15P has the removal of date 9/16/2024. Can I get a motion? Motion. Penny and
I have some question.
sure.
Absolutely.
So, 15, I'm in J, consider approval of the job description.
Correct.
I didn't see it in the job description, so. where do we
Yeah,
approve?
I didn't have it in there, you're absolutely right. We have looked at it in closed session,
Oh,
and I should have included it in there, but I didn't.
okay.
If you'd like to pull that for now, we can do that if you'd be more comfortable. We had talked about it in closed session. Anybody want to have anything on that? This is the change around, so Mrs. DeCincio is retiring. So we're not adding any positions, we're just changing around a couple of features within those two
Oh.
positions within the district.
I was just waiting for your presentation.
I'm sorry, I didn't do that.
Okay.
You're actually right, I should have. I apologize. This is
Okay.
not adding, just to be clear, not adding anything, just changing around some things in the position as we prepare for Mrs. DeCincio's retirement. In June. Which we will miss her.
Okay, need a motion to approve 15A through 15Q. And I have a motion. Danny and Celeste.
Second.
Jim, any discussion, any more discussion about anything on that? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Motion passes. Board comments. Any concerns, questions, things anyone wants to bring up? Okay, I need a motion to go to closed session. Consider a motion to adjourn to closed session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, student disciplinary cases, and review of closed session minutes. Get a motion? Renzo? Maria? Okay. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Motion passes. We will go to closed session. 7:55 now. We'll start at 8:05. 3, 2, 1. We are now back in open session at 9:29. To personnel action items. 18A1, consider acceptance of resignation of Tracy Tiziak as girls soccer coach. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Renzo?
Second.
Fanny? Roll call, please.
Mr. Berardi?
Yes.
Mrs. Theodore?
Yes.
Mrs. Lala?
Yes.
Mr. Pojek?
Yes.
Mrs. McPhillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Earl Barnfield?
Yes.
Mr. Trabuzio?
Yes, the motion passes. I need a motion to adjourn this meeting at 9:29.
Motion.
We have our two motions. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. The meeting is now adjourned.